find in the trading market, will Bitcoin drop below 100K? Actually, if you really are a trader and you're doing it well, you really don't care what the price is. And frankly, you should be happier when the prices are lower because it means you can acquire more for less if you're a buyer, right? And just a hodler. So I would not be surprised to see the price dip below 100. Look at the VEPs. Let's see where it's likely to go. Look at the VRE levels. You see where the nice targets are. Above 100, at 100, below 100. There's plenty of targets around there. Last month, we managed to see Bitcoin avoid testing the top of the central monthly range, which was down at around 91K. I had that nice big move last month. So it didn't go down back to that area. But this month, well, it's a different month. New central monthly range and everything. So, yeah. Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it test the various targets that do exist below 100K. Easily could happen. On the much higher time frames, there are certainly targets way down below, like below 50K even. Do I think that's going to happen in June? No. Does that mean it can't happen within a year from now? No, it certainly can. Price could even run up to 200, 300K this year. Who knows? It's just, it will move with the VEPs. It's not going to move based on some silly triangle or line art that people draw on their charts. It will move with the VEPs, will move with the returns oscillator. And the price action will follow what the returns oscillator is doing. And that will be determined by what the volatility is telling the returns oscillator. Right? It's telling the returns. It's creating of the returns. And the entropy will also indicate very, very well whether or not it's moving in a random walk or in a trending move, and whether it's moving up and down with the random walk or the trending move, right? So like when you have an expanding move on entropy, on expanding positive correlation, you tend to have price going up. When you have an expanding move on entropy with expanding negative correlation, you tend to have price go down. It's very similar to the tendencies of volatility. There's about 6 tendencies. It can be a little bit more nuanced than that because of the significance factor, but if you remove that and just keep it super simple, you can boil it down to the basic 6, and that's fine. But yeah, so like even if price went up to $250,000 or $500,000 or something crazy this time around, that doesn't mean it couldn't drop down to like 50 grand, right? Think about it. Bitcoin has dropped 80%, 90% in crashes in the past, right? It's happened. Shitcoins sure have, right? They drop 80, 90% like normally. Many of them drop 99%. Some of them even recover from there. So many of them don't. Which just means all you got to do is be prepared, right? For the probability that the price action will follow returns to the upside, and for the probability that at some point price action will follow the returns to the downside, like significantly. So when it does, right, I understand people want to hodl strong and you're going to hodl through thick and thin. Listen, if you're independently wealthy or you don't need to cash in on your Bitcoin investment or your crypto investment, and you can just afford to hold because in 10, 20, 30 years, you're convinced that in 10, 20, 30 years, Bitcoin will be worth more than it is today. And I believe it will, but it doesn't mean I'm absolutely right 100%, right? But I believe that it will, but it doesn't mean that when it reaches an insane frenzy top that I won't cash out. You can bet your bottom dollar that I will, right? And then I'll buy in after a significant move back down. I'm talking about like a long-term bag. Yeah. Why? Well, because why should I hold a bag that I know is going to drop by at least half, right? In value, at least half, and probably 60, 70, 80%, right? Why would I not just wait for it to fall half or more in price and then get some there? And yeah, you could DCA on the way down or whatever. It's fine. That's technically speaking the smartest way to do it. But I'm saying if you're like investing in the sense of maximize your profits from the selling out at the top, well then sell out at the top or near it, right? Most people will never sell out at the exact tippy top, right? It's just practice. It's not possible, right? But if you sell near the top because you understand where the market is going, well, then you have a much higher probability of having more capital in your position when the time comes to buy back. Right? Anyway, those are some thoughts for you. Is Bitcoin going to go below 100K? We'll see. Are alts going to go crash along with it? Well, you could argue they already are, but I don't think that necessarily they're going to go to zero or whatever right now. Yeah, we are in June. Yeah, things could get very sluggish now, but we also could see things run for a nice while. Anyway, I'll talk with you guys later. Happy trading. Cheers.